All right, guys, we are live. Welcome to the show. It is a little bit of an emergency pod. We've got the Broncos depth chart for the Titans game this Sunday. It's week one. It's really happening. I can't believe it. We're finally back to football. And I've also got who I think are the 10 most important Broncos to get the victory. Don't forget, we have not won an opening week game in 3 seasons. So don't take it for granted just because it's the Titans. The Titans are coming to play. And yeah, you got to win the games, right? So looks like we might have a little bit of rain. This could be a slugfest. And so without further ado, this is great. Let's get into it. I've got, let's do the 10 first and see what your guys' thoughts are. Make sure you comment, get in the chat over on YouTube. I want to hear who yours are. I think they're mostly pretty obvious, right? It's not like, it's not rocket science, rocket surgery. So we've got some Titans players that I think we need to be worried about. Their run game. What is this? Tony Pollard. This is a very capable running back. We're going to have to watch him, and we'll get into our players that hopefully can make a difference on that to keep him out of the game. Ridley, can he still play? How old is he? I don't think our pass defense is going to be a problem. I think we're going to do all right. And of course, number 1 overall pick, Cam Ward, playing his first game of his career against PS2, Nick Benito. Let's be honest, Riley Moss back fully healthy. Not the easiest game in the world to have as your first game. And I think we remember what happened to Bo and the guys last year when they went to Seattle and then Pittsburgh, right? Tough sledding. So let's get the top guys, top 10 guys that I think are going to have to play a good solid role in this first game to get the first win in the season. We got to go 1-0. We really need to go 2-0. Schedule gets much harder after week 2. All right, here we go. Mic'd up. That's us, right? Here we go. First one, number 10. Talanoa Hufanga, Kawabanga Hufanga. Great signing. Middle of the field guy. So last year, remember, especially late in the year, the Broncos were very susceptible to getting run on. Right down the middle, seemed like everybody was getting 5 yards a clip. Can't have that happen in a game like this, especially if it's a wet game. We need to put these guys down quick and put them away fast so that you take the hope right out of them. Hufanga can do that. He can also cover. He's going to be very integral to this this pass defense that should be top 3 in the league for sure. The offensive line as a whole, I've got Quinn here. I'm not real happy with what we've seen from Wattenberg or Powers so far. I don't think any of us are. So we're going to need Quinn Miners to play a big role and open the running lanes, especially for my number 8, which is, I kind of cheated. I put 2 of them on there, but I've got JK and RJ. These two need to get it going on, and they need to get it going on early. We can't have the running game being like it was last year. There were some lanes there. I've talked about this before on the show. Maybe not as many as our ranking as one of the best run win rate offensive lines would have us believe, but there were times where we left a lot of yards on the field or off the field. I guess it depends on how we look at that, right? But I will say they rebuilt the room pretty much from the ground up. So obviously, Sean felt the same way. And I think Sean and George did a good job here. I'm way higher on J.K. Dobbins than maybe others in Broncos country are. But I'm also super high on RJ. I said this before. If you just look at, and we'll go over the depth chart here in a second, but I talked about this the other day. J.K. Dobbins, RJ Harvey, Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyler Beatty. Those were the 4 that I predicted would make the roster. I don't know who'll suit up. Um, that's actually your depth chart right there. JK's listed as RB1, RJ Harvey second, Jaleel is third, and Tyler Bidet is fourth. So what does that mean? It means that unless Tyler Bidet is going to be listed as a returner, which he is not at this point. So he may not suit up. We'll have to see how that goes. But I'm confident with any three of those or four of those, if they're in the game, and let's say a drive starting and you watch Jaleel come out, you're not going to freak out. Or if you saw Tyler Bidet come out, you'd be like, okay, let's see what Tyler's going to do. Four good running backs right there for the Broncos. But specifically for this purpose of what I'm talking about, we need JK and RJ to play well in this game. So, all right, let's get back to the 10. Number 7 is Court. So we know that Cortland Sutton and Bo have gelled even more, if possible. And the chemistry is great between them. He's going to go to Cortland on third down. He's going to go to Cortland when he's not sure what to do with the ball. And he's going to expect Court to make those contested catches. So big game for him. I don't think the Titans defense is anything to worry about, but guys, I'm old enough to do this to my bicep. That's my bicep tear. I'm just trying to get a little mercy. If I'm old enough to do that, I'm also old enough to remember watching a lot of games that the Broncos lost that they should have won. So let's not do that. Nick Bonito, he needs to get after Cam Ward. We need a big game from Nick. Honestly, from Cooper and the depth guys too. Jonah Ellis, let's go breakout candidate. Let's get a big game from the pass rush, and then we'll get some interceptions, and we'll just roll these guys. That's what I want to see. We're all sitting here talking about the Broncos playoff aspirations. Some people are even talking Super Bowl. If you don't come out and just whip up on the Titans, we got to pump the brakes on that. So let's get the excitement up. Let's get a big pass rush night, a lot of sacks, and let's keep with the defense here. Dre Greenlaw, I think our most important signing of the offseason, pivotal. The injury concerns are there. We need Dre to play well, and we need him to shore up the middle of the field. And bring my guy Alex Singleton right along with him, because I'm the only one that likes Alex Singleton. Everybody hates Alex but me. And so I predicted he would be the starter, and he is. And I win over, I won't name names to all of you that called me crazy. But yes, Alex is back, and he's going to be next to Dre Greenlaw, which I think is going to be huge for Alex and huge for this defense. So we need a big game from Dre. I'm going to go ahead and put Zach on the spot here. You got your money, and you deserve it. One of the best players in the league, as far as I'm concerned. Desperately in need of Zach, I think, for a lot of the season. But this game in particular, I'd like to see him really cause some disruptions up front. Someone that probably isn't on the radar as needs to play well, but I'd like to see play well, is Troy Franklin. This is, it's going around. This is the player that everybody's really excited about. And I agree, he does not look like the same player that he did last year. Troy looks great. He's bigger. He looks way more confident. He's catching everything in sight. Lights are coming on. We're going to find out this week. We're going to get signs this week. Okay. It's not all on this week. Put that much pressure on somebody, but Troy Franklin, spoiler alert, is a starter. And we need Troy to look the part. Not so much to beat the Titans, but just to kind of solidify that wide receiver room that didn't change a lot from last year, right? We actually lost Valet. And so, I think a few of us have done a show where we've kind of gone back and looked at the roster from last year versus this year. And it seems like we improved, and almost every room got better. And the wide receiver room, did it get better? It kind of did, but not really by addition. You could maybe talk about Pat Bryant in there, but Pat Bryant's a backup wide receiver right now. We don't know how much run he's going to get. I think he suits up, and I think he gets some targets. But big game for Troy. Need him to play well. Pat Surtain, let's shut down half the field, and no, maybe Moss gets a pick, or maybe they both get a pick. I like to see 3 picks in this game. Bold prediction is they will get 3 picks. I think a linebacker. I think Moss and maybe J Mac get one. I don't think PS2 is going to get much action. If he does, that would be fun, right? To see Cam Ward go at PS2 in his first game, and find out a lot about Cam Ward. He's not our player, not our problem. But hey, we're going to see him this week, and I wish the best for him as soon as we get done beating his ass. And of course, Bo Nix is, number one. So he's got to play like really well. I think there's no reason he shouldn't. We haven't seen him play well. We haven't seen the offense play well in the preseason, but it's such a limited viewing of these guys. The sample size is too small to make any judgments, but I do like I actually like what I've seen from Bo. I went back and watched every play, and it doesn't take long to do it. So if you have the time, go back and watch every play of the preseason if you want. There were a few that were sloppy, but it wasn't really all on him. I actually thought he played pretty well. I thought Court let him down. I thought people were dropping balls. I thought the offensive line was letting him down. Like, the offense needs to play well. They need to quit being sloppy, and we need him to come out strong in these first few games, because, as you know, the schedule gets really tough really fast. So those are my 10 big ones. Who needs to really perform? And I think most of you could probably agree with you. There's probably a few others out there, but let me know in the comments if you can think of anybody else. But hey, big news. In fact, I think I'm going to try and share this. Just so you can see it in case you haven't seen it. The depth chart, the official depth chart for the game, is out, and we are going to go over that right now. Super excited to share this with you if you haven't seen it. And I don't know if you can read that. I can try and make it bigger. Maybe that's what he said. Yeah, you can read that now, right? All right, so no surprises here. I guess maybe here we might have been talking, but Bo Nix is your starter. Jared's going to back him up. Do not list a third. So I don't know if that means anything. Maybe has something to do with how long someone has to be on the practice squad to be the emergency quarterback, or if they're even going to have that. And maybe they're not. I haven't really gone through it. Like I said, I just got this emergency pod. Let's go. Right. Court, Marvin Mims, wide receiver 2. That's 2 wins for me. 2 losses for you. Alex Singleton, Marvin Mims. Those were 2 predictions. You know who I'm talking to. Now, Pat Bryant is listed as his backup. Very interesting, and a very good sign for Broncos country, I think. He's already listed. I think he suits up, and I think he's going to get some snaps. So you've got Court, Marvin Mims, and Troy Franklin. So they're basically going 3 wide, 1 tight end for their starters. And of course, Evan Ingram is your starter at tight end, and Troutman will be backing him up. I wonder if Lucas Kroll will be active. I would guess yes, with Nate Atkins out and Michael Burton on IR. Offensive line hasn't changed, and there's not much to talk about there. Thin, I guess, is what I would say. They could use some depth there. But yeah, this starting lineup for offense looks exactly like I think we all thought it would. And super excited, very exciting to see these names finally where they're supposed to be. And it's for a reason, for the first game of the season, guys. Less than a week away. All right, in our base 3-4-D, we've got Zach Allen, DJ Jones, JFM, and backing them up. Well, Malcolm Roach, and I would say Jackson will be active. I don't know about Owazarike. Um, maybe Savion Jones will be active for special teams. Hard to say. Don't know enough. It's too early yet, but I think at least we know who the starters are. And then, of course, we'll have Jonathan Cooper and um, Nick Benito will be on the outside linebackers with Jonah Ellis and Tillman, and maybe we'll see Q Robinson there. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it? But anyways, right down the list: Alex Singleton, Dre Greenlaw, Nick Benito, Pat Surtain, Hufanga. Now, Brandon Jones. Haven't talked a lot about Brandon this offseason. What a great year he had last year, and what a solid safety position we have. Those two guys healthy, our safeties are probably the best we've seen since 2015, 16 ish. And then the cornerbacks, like, this is just obviously the strength of this team is its defense. The strength of the defense is its defensive backfield. Just a fantastic lineup there. Great to see PJ Locke hanging on with that after that back surgery, and Chris Abrams-Drain listed right there as your cornerback-ish 4 or 5, depending on what you do with nickel. Jaquan McMillan, Jade Barron. I'm assuming how many of these guys will be active? You would have to assume that Jade Barron will be active and maybe play some dime snaps. We'll see. That would be fun. I'd like to see him go out there and get under the lights and play really well. I think it's important when you take a first round, cornerback, premium player at a premium draft pick. It's been talked about. It's nothing to be nervous about, but certainly would like to see a little bit more from Jade Barron. And of course, not much change in special teams. I was interested here. Now, here's where it looks like I was wrong. So mark this on your calendars. They've got Jaleel listed as kick returner 2, which may bode poorly for Tyler Bidet getting his uniform or wearing a uniform this Sunday. So, and I'm fine with Jaleel returning kicks, actually. So that's my guess right now, that Bidet does not suit up. But we'll see. I don't think that Sean Payton is one, and we know this. Sean Payton's not one to give too much away with anything. His depth charts, he doesn't even believe his own depth charts, but I think we can be fairly confident his starters that he's listed are his starters. Any games that he's playing at this point, I don't see anything I would change. And it doesn't matter if J.K. Dobbins or RJ, I would not be surprised. And don't be surprised if RJ Harvey is the first back out on the field for the game. We might not see J.K. Dobbins till third down. How much will we see RJ Harvey on third downs? That's the question. Haven't seen a lot of pass pro from him. So hopefully, hopefully he's got it, figured out. Jaleel does. So we'll see. Some of the fascinating shows, which I don't do, but they're going to be like the snap count stuff. I never get into that stuff, but yeah, that could be real interesting when it comes to wide receivers and running backs after this game, after we win this game, right? Broncos are going to win this game. So backups, you're going to see Palczewski, you're going to see Pert, maybe Crum. They would probably have to have Forsythe dressed because he's the only backup. I think he's the only center now. And then, of course, Pouch and Pert can play guard or tackle. So that's, not great, but they're capable. So that's why those guys will be there. Trent Sherfield, I would imagine he'll get a jersey for this weekend. not listed anywhere for returns or anything, but he's more of a gunner type. I might see him in some wide receiver sets. He showed out a little bit, and we all know that Sean's a big fan of his. So uh, this is actually a really, just looking at this roster, this is a really, really good looking roster to me. I'm really, really happy. Like the improvement in this roster, the depth just seems like it happened really fast, doesn't it? Like there was holes everywhere before. Now it just doesn't seem like there are. Now there are risks. So, excuse me, but with the, the injury risk like Hufanga, Singleton, Greenlaw, sucks that two of them are at linebacker. So that's a real thing, right? The risk of injury is real, but the depth is good. Even this Kareem Reed, I mean, there's some players here down the depth chart that look really good. So we can kind of just take a quick look at this while we're here. So this is what I was talking about. So 2:00 kickoff, and maybe some rain in the forecast. So that means anything goes for that game. Then we've got Indy. They're a mess ish, but then it's the Chargers, the Bengals, and Philadelphia. So a gauntlet of 3 games. And there's a lot of road games initially. So I think so it's 2 of the first 5. So not too bad. Just less than half. I'm trying to be dramatic. What do you want from me? So we need to win these first 2 games. And if we're going to hit my 11 wins, fine. I said 13 on the show the other night, but I was coaxed by my chat room. They were coaxing me on. They were daring me. I ended up at 13-4. For the record, I'm not trying to discount the fact that I'm on the record at 13-4 because I did go by them, game by game. But honestly, yeah, 11 wins would be great. So let's beat Tennessee. Let's get that out of the way. We've got the roster to do it. We've got the depth chart to do it, and we're at home. And home has not been kind to us, but it needs to be. We need to turn that around. We need to have a start that is fast and sets a tone for the rest of the season, guys. I don't see this team getting where they want to go without being fine. I'm not going to say that they need to be 2-0 in the first 2 weeks, but they need to be 2-0 in the first 2 weeks. They need to beat both of these teams, and we'll see what happens with the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles at Philly, win that game, and the whole season's different. But we'll get to that one when we get to it, right? Good looking schedule for us, though. Honestly, the Jets. That's the. Is that not the London game or? Giants, Dallas. What a mess. Some tough games though. Houston's going to be tough at Houston. Of course, Kansas City. We're discounting Kansas City. We're writing them off. We're taking the AFC West from them, but yeah, they won 15-2 last year. Went to the Super Bowl. Let's be honest. They're not going to give anything away. We're going to have to take it from them. Washington, Vegas, Green Bay's different now, right? Ooh, that's going to be interesting. And yeah, we're going to finish the season up. KC and the LA Chargers, guys. There's days away. It is week 1, and the Bullets are flying live. I'm so excited. I can't believe we're finally here. What a long off season. Took some time off. Had some fun with the family. Did some traveling. It was great, but we are back now. And yeah, the schedule's getting full. Nobody wants to hear about it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Mic'd Up is back. Oh, I don't need my calendar for that. Mic'd Up is back next week with looks like Zach Seegers and Ben. We call him Ben Elway from Sports Talk Denver. So that'll be episode 1 for season 2. Excited about that, getting those guys on. Would have done one this week before the season started, but I thought it'd be nice to start it after the Titans game. So we've got the game that we just played to talk about, and then leading into the next game. So we'll start mic'd up battles next week. And then the spin zone with Colin Cronin is going great. We've got some great episodes of that coming up. I'll fill you guys on that. That's not a big deal. It's a whole different show. And that's on a different channel. So I don't want to concern your little Broncos brains with that stuff. It's not important right now. But I do have a lot going on. And I'm just super excited to be back in the studio again. I've spent a lot of time out here. And this is where I want to be. So thank you all for watching. And let's beat the Titans, guys. Let's not mess around with these guys. And but most of all, have a great week. And we'll see you guys Sunday for the game. Go Broncos. Talk to you soon.